Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Courtney Courtwright. Thanks so much for joining us for 30 minutes of heartwarming news. People are really getting into the holiday spirit. We've seen parades, lightings, and many celebrations like this Christmas parade in downtown LaGrange. Now on your sides, Caitlin Richards tells us about a special program Lenoir County has to help children this holiday season.
Families and friends lined the streets of North Wootton and East Railroad catching candy and waving as the parade went by. Parade watchers say they're glad to be taking part in Christmas celebrations and that this is something they look forward to every year. These kids are looking forward to
see Santa Claus. I'm definitely excited to see Santa just because it makes me feel really Christmassy.
One float in the Christmas parade was the Lenoir County Sheriff's Office with Sheriff Ronnie Ingram. Even though this wasn't the first time the sheriff has been in the parade, this is the first year of having a float because of a new program.
This is something we threw together a couple months ago as we approached the Christmas season. We've always wanted to do something. We just didn't ever come up with the idea. All of a sudden it just hit us, I guess, one day. And we were able to put together this float to help publicize our cause, to make sure that people could see what we were doing.
Operation Blue Elf is a toy drive that runs through December 11th for kids in Lenoir County who are in need. The Sheriff's Office is also partnering with social services. Toys can be taken to the Lenoir County Sheriff's Office or to the Kinston-Lenoir County Chamber of Commerce. Deputies will be at the Kinston Walmart to accept toy donations on December 4th and the Piggly Wiggly in Jackson Heights on December 11th.
It's safe to say the community is in full holiday spirit, and they're keeping the spirit going by giving back this season. In LaGrange, Caitlin Richards, 9 on your side.
We now turn to a story that's all about giving during the holiday season. A mother here in our state is using parking lots and intersections to help people eat. Natalie Wilson got the opportunity to speak with the mom and shares how she turned the back of her SUV into a mobile food pantry.
When Taniki O'Bear hits the road, her weekly errands are more than a shopping trip.
Just giving somebody a joyful experience rather than the hardship they might be going through at the time.
She drives from store to store across Greensboro.
When I go to Lawndale Target, I usually see some people there as well.
Hoping someone will notice the sign and cart attached to her vehicle.
If I do errands and I see people, I tell them, hey, I might not have cash today or a dollar or some change, but I do have some items in the back of my truck. If you like, you can take. Just look back there. It might be one less thing you have to spend the cash on to buy.
A discreet,
judge-free. So take as much as you like.
Yet open invitation for people to grab something to eat.
You never know what a person is going through, and it might be situational.
Taniki understands the challenges of circumstances. Her daughter Nalani received a major gift during the pandemic.
My daughter is a liver transplant baby. We got transplanted at 8 months. Previous to that, we had the opportunity to be at a Ronald McDonald House.
The generosity of others supported her family, inspiring Taniki to do the same for someone else.
I've never had an opportunity before this to give back.
Her cart was filled with more than what you see here, but seeing it this low actually makes her smile.
Yeah, I do. It shows me that somebody is being helped. But this is usually the spots where I see them. I feel like it's not just holidays I want to do it for. It's not a seasonal thing. People are in need all the time.
What an incredible effort there, and that was Natalie Wilson reporting. One Raleigh woman who survived an often deadly form of cancer is giving back to patients fighting the same disease. Her work just won her national recognition and a big award for a nonprofit. When doctors diagnosed Tama Hargraves with lung cancer, they gave her a 15% chance of living through it. This month, she's celebrating 15 years since her diagnosis. The survivor volunteers at UNC's Lung Cancer Clinic and the nonprofit Lung Cancer Initiative. She created a program to provide gas cards to help patients get to their treatments.
We've given out over 2,500 gas cards. I know we have a lot of patients who come from rural areas, and we need to get them in to the hospital so they can have treatment.
Wow. Cancer Community Awards gave Hargraves the Catalyst for Change Award for improving access to care for people in underserved populations. A Raleigh police canine is receiving a very special award. Canine Peppers, see her there, won the U.S. Police Canine Association Detection Dog Challenge. She also won the Explosive Detection Dog Division out of a group of 10. Peppers was also named the overall top detection dog out of 20 others. Congratulations to Peppers and Officer Lyman. A shark paid a visit to the Crystal Coast this Thanksgiving. Sarah the shark, a 9-foot-long, 632-pound juvenile great white, was tracked in Onslow Bay on November 25th. 9 on your side, Cheyenne Pagan tells us more about her visit.
After spending some time near the Outer Banks, Sarah made her way to Onslow County to celebrate Thanksgiving with the rest of the Crystal Coast. Experts say sharks like Sarah coming to the coast is actually a sign of a healthy ecosystem. It usually means we have plenty of food for them to eat.
It follows a temperature pattern, but it's likely, the primary reason they're moving north and south is to follow the food sources. When it gets cold and all the fish and seals, other organisms start moving south, they follow the food.
Sarah was tagged by O-Search on September 14th. The tracker shows she was hanging outside of the Outer Banks before heading to Myrtle Beach and then back up to eastern North Carolina. She is the 4th great white shark sample tagged and released during Expedition Nova Scotia in 2021. She's also the 77th shark of O-Search's Northwest Atlantic White Shark Study. Director at North Carolina Aquarium at Fort Fisher says it's great that Sarah visited the coast. He explains more about the study she's a part of.
The data that can be retrieved from those tags tells us depth, temperatures that they were swimming in, the speeds in which they were swimming and their movement patterns. So we can put all of this information together to get a better understanding of the animals.
Crystal Coast Ecotours shared her story on their Facebook page, and their post quickly went viral.
People are always fascinated with great whites, and they get to be such a large size, and they'll usually see them on different TV programs and different movies.
We have a link posted on our website with how you can track where Sarah goes next. Reporting from Onslow County, Cheyenne Pagan 9 on your side.
That is just so cool. One 10-year-old's mission to give back. Coming up on 9 on the positive side, what he's giving up so others can have. And this car has certainly gone the distance. I'll tell you about the huge milestone. This story is all about giving back. A Colorado kid is showing the true meaning of giving ahead of the holiday season. Greg Nito introduces us to the 10-year-old who saved his allowance all year, not to buy himself something, but to buy gifts for others and donate them.
10-year-old Chazion is an easy kid to like.
Need to look tight.
Just ask the Aurora Police Department.
There you go.
You see, Chazzy not only talks the talk.
I wanted to because I have 2 mentors.
He walks the walk.
And want to give to kids that have nothing.
Earlier today, delivering more than 10 Christmas presents to police headquarters, wrapped, complete, with personalization.
So people know if it's for a boy or a girl.
Money made from doing daily chores.
What kind of chores?
Dishes.
Dishes.
Incentive, straight from the heart.
Help giving presents out to people that don't have stuff.
Because the 4th grader says it's the right thing to do.
Why was it important for you to give to other kids?
Because some kids don't have anything.
Even police officers.
Give me some advice. I'm nervous just like you are.
Smile.
Smile, all right then, I can do that.
Taken aback by the kind act that hits us all in the right places.
It puts a smile on my face, it humbles you, there's just people out there who care from this size to this size up here,
And this Christmas,
the snow and the candy canes.
More kids will have something to look forward to.
Feels good to give back, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Thanks to a 10-year-old Secret Santa named Chazion, who understands Jesus and the reason for the season.
Merry Christmas.
Now we turn to a story about an up-and-coming climber. That climber is 7-year-old Marina Chin. She recently climbed Wyoming's 14,000-foot peak, Grand Teton. To many, it would be an ambitious goal, but she developed the passion for climbing from her dad, Jimmy Chin. He's a professional mountaineer. She says all it took was a little encouragement to get the job done.
The hardest part of the climb was looking down at over the edge because it's such a big mountain. Advice was to take it one step at a time.
Wow, she's brave. Despite an 18-hour day to the summit and back, Marina did not stop smiling. Her best advice when going beyond climbing, she says, when you're about to give up, maybe all you need to do is take a quick nap. I love that. One man from Georgia is earning the nickname World's Strongest Granddaddy. T. Skinny Man Myers has competed in powerlifting competitions for more than 40 years. The 65-year-old has won 28 world championships and set numerous world records. And if you didn't think Myers was already cool enough, well, most recently he placed first in the 198-pound class and set 2 more world records.
It was 600 pounds, first in the deadlift, then 650, and I just found out, guess what? I just got elected to the 2nd Powerlifting Hall of Fame. So a little boy from Hepzibah, little country boy, they consider me, I'm a 2-time Hall of Famer.
Myers shows no signs of stopping. He's encouraging other people his age to keep up with staying healthy and exercising. Whether it's a dream job, winning the lottery, and so on, most of us have wished for something like this Missouri man. It's a wish you probably would not have guessed yourself. Jim O'Shea hoping this car would make it to 1 million miles. He's been driving a Volvo 740 GLE since 1991. 2 engines and 2 transmissions. 30 years later, well, he hit his milestone. It happened. O'Shea says he remembers catching some heat for buying the car in the first place.
My dad, his brother was running a Ford dealer, and he said, you can only buy Fords. So I brought this home, and he didn't talk to me for a while. And I said to him, I guarantee I will get 1 million miles out of this car. And I did.
O'Shea says he's wondering if the miles and maintenance might pay off. As of this moment, he says the car has no signs of being closer to the junkyard than it may appear. Do you think you give great hugs? Just ahead on 9 on the positive side, how long scientists say the perfect hug should last. It's interesting. And giving to those beyond the badge. A little girl is going the distance to spread love. Welcome back. This is interesting. Experts have touted the health benefits of hugging for years. It helps lower stress levels and boost self-confidence. Now, researchers in London say they believe they might have cracked the code on the best kind of cuddle. Tina Kraus has more.
Embracing those we love in the midst of a pandemic has never felt better. Vel and Frederick are newly engaged.
How would you rate Frederick's hugs?
10 out of 10.
10 out of 10.
Researchers in London studied the science behind the most satisfying squeeze.
The very short hugs, the 1-second hugs, they were perceived as less pleasant.
To better reveal the sensations behind touch, psychologists at Goldsmiths University of London blindfolded 48 women willing to be hugged by a stranger.
1-second hug, a 5-second hug, and a 10-second hug.
The 10-second snuggle was rated most pleasurable.
Which was surprising to us because we thought 10 seconds is so long, surely at some point people might find it less pleasant.
In a second experiment, researchers watched nearly 200 people hug in social settings, something that could prove challenging in the UK.
This is London. We're not very good at the touchy-feely stuff.
Psychologists found crisscross hugs are more common than the neck-waist-arm position, and gender also made a difference.
Men are more likely to use the kind of crisscross arms with other men than women are among each other.
The style of embrace didn't seem to affect how enjoyable it was, but the longer the hug, the better, which surprised some Brits.
I can only imagine 10 seconds of it as like some sort of drunken hug.
Whatever the reason, embracing hugs at a time when they've been in such short supply sure can't hurt. Tina Kraus, CBS News, London.
After hearing about what some say is the best way to give the perfect hug, we're now going to tell you about an 11-year-old girl who is looking to give hugs to officers in every state. The 11-year-old has given hugs to officers in 40 states, recently stopping in Arizona. And she's not giving up there. Megan McNeil has her story.
An act of kindness, no matter how big or how small or even how old, can make a big difference. Meet Rosalind Baldwin, the 11-year-old making her way to law enforcement around the nation, one hug at a time.
Hi, thank you for visiting.
Hugging the officers and seeing their happy faces, just smiling. And usually they say it makes their day. Always a nice thing to do.
Today, Arizona is officially her 40th state to spread love to, giving hugs, spreading smiles, and sharing a small knitted heart. This small act of kindness is anything but small.
I don't do it for thanks. None of us do that for thanks. But when someone like Rosalind travels across the country to meet with us and hug us and tell us how much she appreciates us, what we're doing, it's great. It really makes me feel good about the job that I'm doing.
What would anybody say about a hug? They're free, they're great. This has been a tough week for us, so we are more than glad to get hugs, especially from Rosalind.
In a place and time where there may be so much noise, Rosalind heard through it, saying she was called by God to let peace officers know they are appreciated.
It is my calling.
She and her family have been traveling since she was 7. Now, with only 10 more states to go, their mission may be winding down. But it's far from over. See what she's doing? We can all do.
We know that God's touch is on her. A lot of times the law enforcement tell me I felt God in her hug. And that's what we really want, because it's really about reminding them they're loved, reminding our nation that we are one. And we have to stand together. If you just open your mouth and talk to someone, you have more in common with them than you have difference.
A commonality, a shared experience, a shared embrace. A little act of kindness can be anything but small. Megan McNeil, KOLD News 13.
A nice thing to do for sure. Here's what's next on 9 on the Positive Side. Children are not the only ones writing their letters to the North Pole. What kind of wish list Santa's getting from these guys? Next. This is so cute. Many people are sending their letters to the North Pole ahead of Christmas. The holiday tradition even has some penguins doing the same thing. A keeper at a London zoo lent penguins a helping hand to send letters to Santa. The video shared on social media captured zookeeper Jessica Jones's posting Christmas lists addressed to the North Pole. In a press release, Jones said they're pretty sure Santa knows to get something fishy for the penguins this year. And that's all the time we have for today. But before we go, we want to introduce you to Scooby, the slam dunking dog that lives up to his name. Have a great rest of your afternoon, everyone.